There's everyone.
It's a new moon in Sagittarius. Welcome in, everybody. I'm so glad we decorated for Yule yesterday. It's very festive in here. Welcome in. Happy. So it's 12/12. It is a Sagittarius new moon. And my moon is in Sag. Can I get a show of hands for anyone who has Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising? Because this moon's for you. Actually, any of the fire moons, if you have a Leo moon, I think tonight's for you too. It's so good to see you. And an Aries moon, of course. We don't want to forget you guys. So welcome in. I have told you all these years the new moon is my favorite phase, and that's because it is the cosmic wish list. Full moons, I think, are responsible for a lot of poor behavior, weird things happening, and it's just not my favorite. You know, your blood is thickest at the full moon and it's thinnest at the new moon, so like your circulation is better at the new moon. There's a whole bunch of physical and energetic reasons why I think it's a great moon phase. All the moon phases are important. We do important work at all the moon phases, but for me, I just love a Sag new moon. So we are doing a little crafting tonight. I'm going to first talk to you about what the new moon is. Is anybody new? Because it's so cool. We've been doing moon ceremonies online now for 12 years. That's right. I always say you can go back through YouTube and watch me age. We never miss them. It's our favorite thing to do around these parts. They're always free and live. It's one of the commitments I have made in creating this Sage Goddess thing. So welcome in. Yeah, Irene said when she worked in the ER, it was dreaded, the full moons. You shouldn't have surgery at the full moons, you know what I mean? Like, there's just sort of certain things it's better to do at the new moon. So if you're new, welcome in. I love it. Monica's a first timer. 44 Rocky says I'm new. So if you are new, I hope that you, Tony Buford is not new. She is a seasoned professional. If you are new, I hope that you won't feel new for long. We really do consider our moon family and extended family. I also want to say I called it an Athena-thon today because I had my United Kingdom launch of Crystalpedia today, thanks to Hay House. So I was live at 8:30 this morning Pacific time in my living room, and those of you who were there, thank you for joining. The session tonight is not about Crystalpedia, but we started this morning at 8:30, and then we had some live crystal readings in class today, and now we're together again. So I hope you're not tired of me yet, and welcome to all the new ones. I don't call you old, you're seasoned. So cheers and welcome in. It's wonderful to have you, and like I said, so there's two things happening tonight. There's a new moon in Sagittarius. We do two things at the new moon. What do we do? Have you been paying attention all of these years? We do two things at the new moon. We clear energy, and then we set intentions. Clear energy, set intentions. We clear it first, we set it second, because you want to set intentions from kind of a clean slate, right? So tonight is a really good night to release. Sag is good. We're good about releasing because we're not super attached. It's a blessing and a challenge with we Sagittarius folks. We kind of just pick up our toys and move on. So we're really good at letting go. And then at the full moon, so we do that because the sky is dark, right? Like our ancestors used to look up and go, what is this? Like there's no moonlight. And then all of a sudden at the full moon, you're on blast, right? So at the full moon, that's when we see energies of illumination, expansion, magnification, and manifestation. So I personally do not do clearing at the full moon. I see it a lot on the TikToks and the YouTubes, and people do it. Not my place to judge. It's your practice. But for me personally, I don't see the new moon as a time to release. I see it as a time because your body isn't releasing. Your body's blood is thick. It's holding on. If you watch your weight naturally over the course of the month, you're at your heaviest usually at the full moon and your lightest at the new moon. So even your body is not releasing at the full moon. But if that's how you choose to work with full moon energy, you're always welcome to do that. My mantra as a practitioner is you do you, right? So to come and play with us at Sage Goddess, you don't have to believe anything in particular. I'm really just here to create and hold sacred space so that you can live a good life, and it's very important to us. We are doing some crafting tonight, and I'm going to be completely honest that I am bad at this. And so, but Merlin on my team is really good at this. She's good at most things. She's extremely crafty. She made one and it looked like something you would go and find at like Urban Outfitters. I tried to make one and it looked like I didn't try. So she has so graciously agreed in a few minutes to come and join me on camera, and I'm going to kind of follow her and watch what she does, and we're going to learn together. And you're going to meet her dog, George. And what I told her is once you meet George, you won't even care what either of us are doing because he's so stinking cute. He's going to steal the show. We're a dog-friendly company. Just my dog isn't well enough behaved to be here yet. He's a big dude. So anyway, George is very well behaved. So welcome in. I'm not good at everything. I honestly, I'm quite terrible at some things. And this would definitely be one of them. Macrame is not the gift that my creator put me on this planet to offer to the planet. But she's going to show you, and we're going to do it together. And I love it when puppies do the show too. So we're going to craft. We are going to start by clearing, and I'm going to start, as I always do and have and will, by burning some white sage. I think it's important to burn sacred herbs at every moment you can, in every hour when you need it, but especially at the big moon phases, the new moon and the full moon. There's so much energy in the field, and we want to keep that space clear. I always think of white sage as sort of a reset. It does clear negative and dense energy. The smoke is also antibacterial, antimicrobial, and antifungal. So it's nice to have in the nasal passages as flus are going around and things like that. So we'll just let the white sage burn a little bit for you too before it goes up. So into the smoke. Anything in your field that feels too heavy? I do want to tell you that this is your time. I know you're busy. It's such an honor to me every time everybody gets together because, especially at the holidays when you have so much going on, I really want to invite you, especially tonight because it is the holiday season. Happy Hanukkah. We're coming upon Yule. Christmas is around the corner, and Kwanzaa, and any other holidays that you honor this time of year. Take tonight just to be. Everything that is stressing you out and what you need to do will still be there in an hour when we let go of each other. But take this time to really, this is your time to be in practice, right? Just to take a breath. Roll your shoulders back and just be here now, because we all know how busy and crazy it can get. And so just kind of bathe in the energy of the moment. And that's my intention for you tonight. Okay, 12-12 is important too, because I deal in numerology. 12 is the number of cycle completion. There's 12 months in the year, 12 signs in the zodiac. And so when we get to 12, right, it's the end of the calendar year. So 12-12 is, think about it this way, we've got a new moon, which is endings and beginnings, on 12-12, which is endings and beginnings, right? Both of the astrological wheel and the wheel of the year. And then it's all in Sagittarius, which Sagittarius is about freedom, exploration. If you got your worksheets at sagegoddess.com, these are free to download, so it tells you all the energy of Sagittarius. But the themes for tonight, and this is kind of what you should be thinking in terms of your new moon intentions. Sagittarius loves truth and expanding consciousness. Sagittarius looks big picture. We take the helicopter view, so we try not to get bogged down in the details. We love to travel and have new or novel experiences. We're optimistic. We're playful. We are a little dangerous and reckless. The mantra for Sagittarius is ready, fire, aim, instead of ready, aim, fire. So a lot of times we do something and then afterward we're like, well, shit, that didn't really go how I thought it would. And then, but the good thing is we just move on. We can seem a little insensitive, and sometimes we are, but it's all in service. Like, we're here to get you moving. It's like, move on, move on, move on, move on is kind of the mantra of Sagittarius. And then we like to explore and feel the edges of life. So we like to push boundaries. We like to, if you say go right, we're probably going to go left. But again, it's kind of fun. And so if you have Libra in your chart, that kind of is a partner energy. If you have Leo in your chart, which is my sun, that's a recipe for a disaster in the making, right? It's a bull in the china shop type of energy. But it's good because then some of you bring a lot of water energy, so you kind of tamp us down, or you bring air energy and help us think, because we act, we don't always think very much. Although Sag also rules higher education, higher mind, higher consciousness. We love to read. I would rather stay home at night and read a book than go out most of the time, because I love to learn. So anyway, that is Sagittarius. Anything in that kind of arena, right? Anything I just described to you: truth, exploration, playfulness, adventure, testing the edges, pushing the boundaries, taking action. That's going to be a really wise direction to take your wishes or your intentions for tonight. And the reason for that is if you set intentions that are aligned to the sign that the moon is in, we say that they are well aspected. They're reinforced by the astrology of the placement. And Jupiter is direct. Jupiter is our ruling planet. Jupiter was retrograde for a good long time, as it is every year, but now Jupiter's direct, so we have this big push of like good luck energy too. So George is like, is George a Sag?
He might be.
Are you a Sagittarius? I don't think he is because of his attachment stuff. I think George is a Cancer. I'm not making fun of Cancers, but y'all know how y'all are, right? George really likes to just be with Merlin. So I don't think he's a Sag. If George was a Sag, he'd be outside the building right now over a Burger King, probably. Just to give you an example and compare and contrast. Any questions about what to do tonight? We're going to do it together, but any questions about what's a new moon? Where am I? Who am I? George said, hallelujah. We're in church now. I hope he does that again. I'm obsessed with George. I am. And so is everybody else. And you will be too in just a few minutes. Okay. So the worksheets are at sagegoddess.com. We don't do that during the session. You can do that on your own, but they are free for you to download. And it's kind of fun. Like, I fill them out and keep them in a notebook. And then at the end of the year, I go back and kind of read my responses. And it's a good reflection. It did sound like a dog version of Aho, didn't it? It made me jump out of my seat. So I'm going to open our circle just to kind of get the party started, and want to invite you. I always open the circle for you, but you can also open your own circle too. And I want you to, I was trying to think about how I really want to release tonight. Kind of want to give you like a homegrown way to release, because we do so many types of releasing. The 4 elements are always your guides for releasing, right? So you can release to water, right? You can go and release to running water. You can take a bath at night and imagine all of the, toxins in your body and anything that isn't in alignment with your health kind of going into the water and then drain the water. You can release to fire. Let's release to fire tonight. So you can release to air because smoke is cool, right? Smoke takes it and goes. Smoke follows the path of least resistance. And of course you can release to earth. You can bury things. You can put energy into herbs, which are from the earth, and bury those, or stones. I think we should release to fire, since we are under a Sagittarius New Moon. Don't you? You gonna release to fire too? So if you have your liberate candle, or libertas, I should say, which is actually the root word of liberate. We play with Latin around here because I used to teach Latin, and it is my favorite language. The notes in your Libertas candle are anise for clearing negativity. You have cardamom, which kind of stimulates. It's kind of like ginger that way. It gets the engine, the motor running. Honey, which is really good for attraction. So when you're setting intentions tonight, it's good to release with honey, but also attract with honey. And then ginger, which is a partner to cardamom. So let's do our releasing first. And any candle you have will work. But I think candle is the best. If you've got a fire going, though, some of you live where it's cold already. So if you've got a fire going, you can release to your fireplace too. You can actually do a couple of different things. You can take paper, write down what you're releasing, catch the flame and then let it burn in a heat-proof dish and reduce to ash. I think that's beautiful, but we're not going to do that tonight. So what I'm going to recommend you do is a visualization with me. Okay, and if you don't have a candle of your own, you can use mine. So, you ready? I want you to bring your attention, just for this moment, to, it can be anything, a person, an energy, a feeling, an experience. It can be from this past cycle, so the last 30 days. It can be from, I'm 50 years old. It can be from 49 years ago, right? Anything that, if it's coming up now, it's probably coming up for healing. Things that come to you, and especially things that revisit you, tend to be things that are coming up for clearing. So, and then I want you to bring your full attention to that emotion. There's two ways to do this for me for visualization. The first thing is you can literally imagine the word of the energy, almost like the ticker at the bottom of the news channels, and visualize that line of text going into the flame, and as it goes in, it disappears. Or you can, if you're more of a clairsentient person, you feel things, because that's a clairvoyant to visualize it. If you're more of a feeler, I'm more clairsentient than voyant. One of the things I like to do is feel into the emotion. So let's do that. Let that feeling of what you need to release come up for you for just a second. Breathe into that space. I taught my students this, but this is the mudra for releasing fear. It's better to do it with your right hand. So you can do the fear release mudra. Hold your candle in your left hand. And really feel into that emotion for just a second, whatever it is. When stuff comes to your consciousness, it's coming up to be released. Especially if it's something that caused you pain or grief or heartache in the past. And the biggest gift you can give yourself is to let things go, because you know where illness begins, right? In energy that is stuck. So this is a huge gift you're giving yourself tonight, okay? The candle's called Libertas, which means freedom in Latin, right? So this is a form of giving yourself freedom. And now, let that feeling rise up. I'm going to do it too. Really feel it. Sucks. But you can't heal what you don't feel. Let's do this. You ready? I know it sucks. If you're ready, feel it. And now I want you to take that feeling and imagine turning it a color. Dark blue and brown are always the colors that I give to energy when I'm visualizing it. It's just easy for me. So turn the feeling indigo or brown or whatever color feels right to you. And gather up that feeling in your body, gather it up from wherever it's stuck. Energy sits in spaces too. So if this energy is stuck in your living room, or it's stuck where you had an argument, or it's stuck where you had a childhood experience, gather it up. It can sit. So imagine pulling it up and gathering it all together and turning it a color. And then I want you to liquefy it, visualize it almost pixelating or liquefying, and I want you to send it into that flame with your right hand. And you can do the mudra or not do the mudra, it doesn't matter. Your right hand is your projecting hand, so the mudra is nice because it's also releasing fear at the same time. Big brave you right now, right into that flame. It's like waves of shit. Shit waves. Better in the candle than in your body, right? You can write it down. You can do whatever you want. I just like to give you different techniques because we do this every month and I'll keep it fresh for you. Pull it up from your lower back. Pull it up from that leg situation that you've had, or your shoulder. Get it out of your chest or your neck. Get it out of your head if you've been having migraines. Get it out. Liquefy, visualize, release. Take a deep breath. And then what I want you to do is I want you to now inhale that feeling one more time as deeply as you can. And on the exhale, we're going to blow out the candle. Ready? Pull it up. You ready to let it go? Out. Bye. And by the way, do it again and do it again and do it again. I mean, we're not, because we have only a limited amount of time, and you have to watch me do a macrame nightmare and meet George. But you could light your candle and do that 10 times if you need to. I mean, a lot of us have a lot to release. It's not a competition. But when people are like, no, I'm good, I'm always like, really? I'll have what you're having if you have nothing to release. Bye. Now, Libertas perfume has all the same notes, but it's also got balsam copaiba. Balsam copaiba is also known as liquid bandage. It actually seals cuts and wounds. So I love this for our healing tonight. And there's pure balsam copaiba. In here, there's also galangal and sweet orange for attraction. So again, we're releasing and healing and calling in when we set our intentions. So a little bit at our wrists to bless what we do, a little bit at the third eye to bless what we know, and then a little bit on your ankles to bless your steps. Feels good, right? Yeah, my students, you guys, I mean, it's really crazy because I've been teaching, like I said, this is going into 13 years of this fiesta, and so there's a lot of interesting concepts that we've done over the years, but you have to start somewhere. So if you're starting tonight, you're in the right place. You can attest that I didn't touch anything. Are we back? Did I release sound? not at this new moon. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Say yes, say yes, say yes, say I did not hit a button. Y'all don't blame me for this stuff. I didn't touch anything.
We're back.
We're back. Yay! Touchdown.
I didn't touch anything.
You. I see you. I'm just kidding. Yay, thank you for fixing this. Okay. So Mercury is in the microwave until January 2nd. It's not my fault. So let's bring George. There's no time like the present. Let's have a George moment. Do you mind just holding him up? I really want them to meet him. I know I'm asking Merlin for the sun, moon, and stars tonight, but you have to see George. He is so cute.
Come here.
Oh my God. gotta see George. You're gonna want him. Hi, George. Can I touch your paw? Absolutely not. Oh, paw down. Paw, look at me, handsome. He's so cute. I love you, George. You're such a good boy. You're so good. He's like, what is even? Look at him. He's horrified. Oh, I'm sorry, George. You're so handsome. You're such a good boy. Everybody loves you. You know. Do you want to put your paw down again? No? That was quite honest. Don't touch me. I love him so much. So George is Merlin's dog. And we just love having him here. If she ever doesn't bring him, I'm going to be so depressed. I look for him when I get here. You're cute. Okay. That has nothing to do with tonight. We all love dogs, so you get to see a George. You cannot be in a bad mood and look at that dog. It is impossible. He looked horrified. Okay. So before Merlin comes on camera, by the way, Merlin is truly the goddess who is responsible. If you love your kits and your tools for class and new moon and full moon, she has to deal with us. She helps us come up with the ideas, and then she's actually the human mastermind that makes it all physically come together. And I don't know how she does it, honestly, but you get to meet her tonight, which is really cool. The dog from last night did get adopted. The whole family got adopted, and not by me. So I'm really happy to report that they have a home. Okay. Now, focus. I'm going to tell you to focus, which is ironic. At a Sag full moon, this is what our new moon. This is what a Sag moon looks like. Welcome to my brain. So I want you to focus now on 3 things you want to manifest in the next lunar cycle. If I could wave a wand, I know isn't her name perfect? If I could wave a wand and make 3 things happen. 3 is a good number. Triple moon. I like it. Triangle. Refresh your system if you can't hear. If I could wave a wand and make 3 things happen for you, what would they be? You can write them down. You can think about them in your mind. What would it be? I'm going to think about mine for a second. Make them positive. So don't say, I would not be sad. That's a negative. We want to set intentions in the present tense and also as if they're already happening. So I am experiencing joy. I am surrounded by love. I have immense abundance. Right? Always positive, present tense, active. You ready? 3 things. Okay, I've got my 3. You got your 3? Yay! Okay. You ready to...
Okay.
How can you not just like stare at him all the time? He would be so creeped out if he lived with me because I'd be like, what are you doing now, George? What are you doing now? How about now? Okay. I love it. Look at the intentions in the feed. It gives you a good example, right? Healthy, wealthy, wise. Lena says, I'm healing well after surgery, right? Positive. Enjoying your family, enjoying peace, enjoying good health, enjoying abundance. And welcome aboard. Thank you for being here.
Hi, no problem.
I'm gonna move away and see if you want to come in because you are really the star of this part of the show.
All right. Well, I prepped part of yours for you.
Oh, thank you.
We can get you started there.
Thank the Lord.
Okay. Hi, guys. So, this is going to be any extra string you feel like having.
Thank you.
So, first things first. Are we just diving right in?
Well, so
Sorry.
each one's going to represent an intention. So
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I would want to add is as we add one to it, we want to be thinking and
Oh, should I take that one?
no, actually, can I just go through really quickly
Yeah.
and send my intentions into it? So okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for you guys, you're going to want to cut some cord. We did ours a little short because we're doing this, demo on camera. But
Yeah.
the one from this one, my strings were about like 5 meters long. You've got a I think it's a 50-meter roll or something.
Yeah, you've got a huge.
So you've got a lot
roll.
if you want to do a really long one. You've got plenty to work with.
George is under my foot like a little footrest. You're such a nugget. Okay.
So you're going to want to start with maybe 5 strings. You definitely want to start with an odd number. And you fold it in half. And you loop it through one of these little spokes at the bottom.
And yes, this is what came with your kit. So we're using, this is a dream catcher that you will hang, but we're sort of adding the thread to represent each one of our intentions. So I did that wrong. So I'm going to make a loop.
Yeah, so fold
Okay.
it in half
Okay.
and then kind of put the folded half through just one
Okay.
of the spokes. And then you're going to pull it down and you're going to tuck these 2 dangly ends through it. So it's like a little, what are they called? A hitch knot? A half hitch? I want to say.
I'm going to get hitched tonight. That actually looks like something I could do.
Yeah.
I did that. I did think I did that. Did you see that? So again, it's sort of like you take you fold it in half, and then you're kind of like pulling, you're putting it through, and then pulling these through, and then pulling this up, so it makes a knot. We can do that. Okay.
Okay. So we want to start with an uneven number. So I'm going to add 5. I'd already added 5 to yours, so you might want to add 1 more
gonna
and
add
leave
one
it
more.
at 7.
Okay.
And so I'm just moving 1 space over from where I did my first one, and then pulling it down and knotting it in.
It's a lark's
Again.
neck knot.
A lark's
That sounds
net.
awful. Who came up with that? We should have like a shitty YouTube channel where like you do a really nice job and I do a horrible bad job. You know what I mean? Like
man.
shitty crafting. That could
Just
that
a
could be
live
thing.
stream that goes on for
You're
hours.
excited, like I don't want that actually.
I mean, that would,
Okay.
if that was my whole job, you know. Just...
Wouldn't it be fun? Like here's a really beautiful one, and now watch this. Train wreck. Okay.
Okay, so I'm just adding these on. I'm almost at 5. Let
Okay.
me catch up.
Okay.
Sorry, guys at home, if you're moving a bit slow like
well,
me.
no, but they're doing it as we
They're
go,
doing-
so it
yeah.
kind of gives them a chance to
a
breathe.
real-time
This is
pace.
not Food Network where it's like we pull it out of the oven and like now the cake is done. So yeah, and actually, Karen was saying slower and maybe more like where they can see it because they're actually
sorry.
they're probably slower than you are.
Okay, so I've folded it in half and I've stuck it through this little spot, and now I'm pulling it down and I'm just looping. You know, black might have not been the best colored thread for a visual
It's so
demonstration,
pretty,
I'm
though.
realizing.
It's so pretty though.
Okay, and then you've got, so I've got 4, where's the camera there?
Yeah,
I've got
yep.
4 little knots there so far. I'm
That's a
gonna
great
add
shot.
one
Actually.
more.
Yeah. I'm gonna move to you. Jesus, and not knock my drum over, just so you can really see, because it's hers. You do need to see it.
Yeah.
I'm a good crafter, but I also like to be honest when I can't do something.
So we're putting
Are
it
you good at
through,
everything?
pulling it down, and then fishing these guys through again.
It's kind of relaxing.
Yeah. I had a great time when I spent
When you
did
made that
one.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very relaxing Zen day for me.
That's really cool.
Okay. So we've got the 5 happening.
Yeah.
You know, you might need to hold mine up.
Okay,
Well-
let me do that. No, let me do that. That's actually a
Okay.
great thing, and then
All
you can
right.
do it, and they can watch. I like that actually as a
Okay.
plan. Okay.
So we have this one in the center, so we've got the 2 on either side. This one in the center, these 2 strings are going to kind of be where we start, and we're going to create like a path with them. And so let's start on the right hand side, my right. I'm not sure if this is flipped, so maybe your left.
Yeah, it's their left.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
your left. And what I'm going to do is this string is going to...
You want to do it in front of your sweater because it's actually even easier to see. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that. Mhm. Just do it. Don't worry about sides.
Okay.
They'll watch you. They'll figure it out. I'm telling you.
All right.
Yeah.
So this string is going to go over, our lighting string is going to go over. We're going to take the string next to it and kind of tie it up.
Symmetrical. Yeah.
So that this knot goes this way. And then we just push them up. And so you do it twice per string, and then we're going to move on to the next one. So we go, create a little thing, go
So
through.
you're kind of like connecting them.
Yep. And then put tension on that so it becomes like this. And pull it all the way up again. And then we're going to do it one more time.
And are you pulling it all the way up to the top, or you're kind of dropping it below the other one?
I'm pulling it as far as up as it will go, but
Okay.
because the string is a little thick, it naturally drops and kind of
That's
starts
kinda cool,
creating
though,
the
a
start of
pattern.
our diamond.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go all the way to the end.
Do you guys see? We froze for a second, but we're back. Okay.
Okay.
It's Mercury.
So-
You can see where my hands are touching nothing.
Okay. And go in for the third string, knot number 1,
This is really cool, actually.
and then knot number 2.
And again, as you're tying knots, what I would love for you to do is you can blow your intention into it. You can visualize your intention that each knot, it's sort of like a prayer tie, right? That you're like, this one could be for health, or this one could be for love, or this one could be for joy. And I love that as she's tying the knots, it is making a pattern.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
So we did one side.
Look at that. I'm going to hold it against her sweater so you can, I know, like, she's the perfect backdrop. Do you see it? How it kind of like dropped down in a natural line. Mine didn't look like that. Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
So do we just do the same thing on the other side?
Now we do the same thing on the other
How cool is
side.
that?
So we take this guy that we left alone, and we go. Did we flip this around? Yeah, we did.
Can we go this way?
Okay. Okay. Oh, I've got Okay. So we've got our guiding thing, and then we take this, and we go around like that. Knot number 1.
Gotta remember the second knot.
Knot
I
number
think that's
2.
part of it.
Yeah. It's important for locking
Symmetry.
it in.
Yeah, symmetry too. It looks nicer.
Every time I do this, I get confused as to what goes. I'm really sorry, guys. The really bright light is just making one of my eyes.
Is it?
more
No, honestly, it's so crazy. That happened to me like 2 weeks ago for the first time.
I'm not crying, I swear.
Well, actually, if you just do like the 2 more knots for us, I think that's a great way to get us started.
Okay. Yeah, so you can just kind of keep repeating this pattern. There's one other knot I can teach if you'd like.
I would love it if you're
Okay.
up for it. And then I think at home it's kind of cool. Like, I'm imagining if I actually did this, I would hang it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like that would give me the tension I need.
It would give you the tension you'd need for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the idea, like I said, is that you will hang it. And remember, you have, I don't want to forget to mention while she's tying, that you have lights that came with it, little labradorite lights, which is the stone of the new moon. So, and then those, you can kind of weave those. Once again, I'm not going to show you what I tried to do because I didn't weave it very well. But if you're good at that, it will look really pretty. Look at that, Merlin.
Okay.
Okay, look.
So we've got the start.
That looks like a thing. Here's some tissue.
Wow, this is not how I envisioned my first going live would go. It's reminding me of when I was in college and I had to have that really bright, happy light happening in the background.
we have, and I don't like the big bright lights very much, but especially right now that we're in daylight savings.
Yeah, they're
it's like,
important.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's happening. My body is like, wow, you haven't actually had this much sunshine on you in so long. Okay, so one other knot style is gonna be with 4 strings, and it's called a square knot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, you're gonna take this one on the side and run it behind. Get rid of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Behind these other ones.
Okay.
And kind of leave a little triangle.
Okay.
And then it's gonna go in front of this last one, actually. And then you're gonna take this guy and you're gonna put it in front. And
Whoa.
it creates, don't let them get twisted, a little hitch knot. There we go.
Dude.
All right, so now we've got, just tuck this
Go
over.
away.
Okay, so now we've got
Can you guys see it okay?
these 2 happening. Wow, I'm really just
I know.
melting over here.
Well, I'm gonna let you go off screen for a minute
Okay.
because I don't want you to be uncomfortable. But I do want to say that is the start.
so these knots that we just did are these guys in here.
Whoa! And you can see. Can you guys see back here? Dear God in heaven, don't let me not knock that over. I don't know if you can. Thank you.
There we go.
Okay. What I want to show you is. Do you see? Thank you so much, Merlin. That was awesome.
course.
Do you see how like this part that we just did is basically that, and now she's starting to make these other patterns here. And what might be really cool if you're ever willing to do it, like during your like work time,
Yeah.
would be to like just let someone record your hands taking it just a few steps further. You'd be open to that.
Yeah, of course.
Because I told her, I'm like, yours has skulls in it, and she's like, what? I was like, no, I swear to God, it has skulls in it. So mine didn't look like this, so thank you, Merlin. And then also mine did not also look like that. But if you what you want to ultimately have, I just want to show you, is you want your LED battery pack to hang down so that when you hang this on the wall, you don't see it, right? And you put your batteries in there, and then you can turn it on and off. And I want to show you, I'm going to transfer the batteries over here really quick. I want to also say thank you to George for Prime Times today. I'm going to go back and watch just that part because I do want to see the expression on his face looks so horrified. It looked like he side-eyed me, honestly, which is fine. I mean, he does like me, but I also think he's scared I'm going to try and take him, which I'm not, George. Okay, so I'm going to put the batteries in this one really quickly. This is something I'm very good at. Actually, I say that and then I can't. And then, look at this. Look what she made. Isn't that gorgeous? So I want to say thank you and give you your incredible dream catcher to go home and enjoy. Yeah, didn't she do an incredible job? So round of applause for Merlin, and thank you for that tonight, especially impromptu, because I think she was planning to give me a tutorial, and I was like, no, can you actually come live with me and do it? She's such a good sport. So anyway,
Are you good?
thank you. I'm really good, thank you, and you did an amazing job. And anything I do is okay. So the last step in this, you saw me do it earlier. I'm going to go back to my original one because actually there is a simplicity and a beauty to this. If you want to do it my way, the essential oils, like I said, in your perfume are half for attraction and half for healing. Isn't it gorgeous? She's gifted, y'all. Seriously, what an amazing human being. So, in so many ways. And she knows all the things. So, what I want you to do is take the attraction oil on your right hand, because again, that's your sending or projecting hand, and I want you to pull your hand through your thread, and again, bringing your mindful attention to each one of the intentions that you set tonight. So, I'm experiencing, or I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for, let's just do it together, health. I am grateful for abundance of all kinds, right? I'm grateful for friendship. I am grateful for loving support. I am grateful for a happy and healthy family. I am grateful for cutie pie dogs and a very happy, crazy cat. Yay! Now there's another beautiful soul on our team who does wire wrapping. I know, lucky us. And then inhale all of that. Again, that sweet orange and that honey, that merger right there, super powerful for attraction. And orange is also literally for wealth, but it's also for success, sweet orange. So just visualizing, it's like, you know, if you've seen it, it's an orange tree in full bloom and it's just so abundant and vibrant and beautiful. Yes. The incredible soul who does wire wrapping on our team is also a really skilled aromatherapist. So, Team SG, I just have to say, I am constantly in a state of immense awe, and she's a practitioner too. you can feel the difference. You know what I mean? We're really lucky to have so many people, here who not only are passionate about bringing beautiful things and helping us create magic with you, but they do the things. So, and you can feel the difference. Well, you're very sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, so the last thing, and we have to drum because I can't imagine a new moon ceremony where we don't drum. So I'm going to move my chair back and grab my new moon drum for us. And I just want to say thank you again for being here tonight, because I know what the holidays are like. Although I'm going to tell you, I'm not cooking this year. I'm not cooking Christmas. I cooked all day Thanksgiving. And I'm not sad that I did. My brother helped me and it was really fun. I'm having Christmas catered this year by a local woman who, her name is Mama Sandy. And she caters homemade Mexican food, all her mom's and grandma's recipes. So I'm going to support a local business and sit down to tamales, and she does vegan, because my brother's vegan, and enchiladas, and ooh, it's gonna be so good. I will work very hard at the bar making margaritas. I can't wait. So if you're local in South Bay, Mama Sandy, come back, Sagittarius, come back. So, God, Goddess, Great Spirit, and Source of all that is. I want to give thanks first and foremost for the souls in our community, for Team SG, for our friends and families, the people and the humans that we love. We're so blessed to have in our network, in our web of souls. Calling in and welcoming all the energies from the East tonight. New beginnings, new cycles. The South. Courage, determination, passion, transformation. All the energies from the West. Healing, renewal, nourishment. All the energies from the North. Grounding, patience, peace, presence. Everything from the lower realm, the stones and the bones, everything beneath our feet, our great mother, this planet, Gaia, Pachamama, and then everything from above, upper realms, ascended masters, master teachers, ancestors in the light, beings from all timelines, dimensions, angels and archangels, and as my teacher calls them, all the cool kids are welcome in the circle tonight. Now, I want you to visualize all these energies, right? These guides and guardians, the East and the South and the West and the North and below and above, all reaching their hands out to you, right? And I want you to imagine giving them your intentions tonight. Hand it over. Tonight we release these intentions on eagle's wings. We give them to you, to a higher power, trusting that they are in good hands. We know that when there's a wish or a desire on our heart, it's often given to us. And we also know that as our dreams and our wishes and our visions come true, so do everybody else's. The more you have, the better my world is. It's not like, oh, you got something, so I don't get anything. I think it'd be wonderful if everything that you want happened. So I wish for your intentions tonight, too. So may everything that you desire come to you in perfect time, in full and divine alignment with the highest good of all beings on this planet at this time, in faith and in trust and in gratitude. We say, it is done. It is done. It is done and it is released. It is released. It is released. Feels good, doesn't it? Yay! Together we say Amen. Aho. And so it is. Amen, aho. So it is. Yay! It is a party. I gonged you. Come to my party, you get gonged. Cheers. What a beautiful evening. Again, big thanks to Merlin. I thought that was really cool that she stepped in. Nobody's getting macrame from me as a Christmas gift. Other things. I'm very good at cooking. I can hold a lovely ceremony. But whatever you make will be beautiful. Look, I'm still going to hang mine. It's going to be sort of this. And I love it because it still has my intentions. It's just a little different. If you're enjoying the background music, I take no credit, but I curate really cool playlists on SoundCloud. If you search Sage Goddess SoundCloud, you will find me. You can follow me there. I just released a new playlist called Apothecary. You know why? Because that's my 2024 online program that's open for registration. If you enjoyed tonight, would love to have you join our classes. They're affordable, they're fun. We actually didn't raise our prices at all this year because we wanted our students to be able to continue, and we know it's not an easy time. So sagegoddess.com/apothecary if you want to learn everything I know about herbs and essential oils and crystals and ceremony. And it was inspired by my trip to the Yucatan in August. I released a really, I think, beautiful audio for you yesterday that's on YouTube and Instagram. It's on this channel, and you can go and listen to it if you kind of want to hear the inspiration behind Apothecary, because that program was born in the jungle, and we would love to have you there. So there's more information about that in the feed. I know. Well, what we're doing, actually, Jasmine or Jared, if you wouldn't mind, I don't have the journal to show them. We're actually focusing this year on your magical legacy, and we are doing art journaling together. But we're actually making it 3D. So every month we're spending time together putting herbs and oils and hand tinting and painting the pages and working with your left hand and your right hand and making this incredible leather-bound book of wisdom that documents everything you know about your magic so that you can pass that on one day to your future descendants and have a living record of what you learn with me, and then add your own wisdom as you go. It's really beautiful. So I'll try to get that up here to show you before we're done. I'm glad you loved everything. Tonight's my favorite. So let's release. Have you been crying all day? You know, tears are good though. I'm not a crier, but when I cry, it's like big, ugly cry. And I've been weepy this year. But you know what? Your body only has 5 or 6 autonomic ways to release energy. It can shake, it can cry, it can get hot, it can get cold, it can burp, it can fart, it can yawn. Your body is very limited in its very primal ways of releasing energy. I yawn and I cry. I'm really grateful that I don't do some of the other things, because it would be awkward because we spend so much time together online. So let the tears flow. Let's release the guides and the guardians and thank them for their steady stewarding of this experience, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. So we always begin where we left off. So thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the upper world. That includes angels, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors in the light, beings from other dimensions and timelines, which are all around. We release you with gratitude, thanking and releasing all of the human souls present in our container with gratitude, thanking and releasing everything from the lower realm, the bones and the stones, as I always say, and the energy of our Great Mother who holds us in her embrace so patiently and brings us all of the beauty in our world that we come to appreciate through magic. And then we thank and release the guides and guardians of the North, patience, presence, peace, protection. It's all the P's in the North. Thanking and releasing the guides and guardians of the West, renewal, resurrection, purification, and releasing always to the West, right, into water. And then thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the South for passion and stimulation and transformation and courage. And then thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the East, which is where we begin, it's where we end. Thanking them for new beginnings, new cycles, and new possibilities. And I'm so glad you were here. So, next month, because I am hoping, Jared and Jasmine, you might come. You're welcome to come in. I would love to show them the apothecary notebook if you have a moment. But I do want to show you, I'm going to grab them off to the side of my table, the tools for next month. So next month is a new moon in Capricorn in January. Can you believe we're talking about new moon January 2024? Like, part of me is like, how are we already there? Yay, thank you. Would you mind bringing me my tray too of the Capricorn goodness right there? Yeah, it's easier that way, so I don't have to go off screen. So next month we have a really cool set of tools. We're all excited about it. Again, Merlin and Team SG. You know, we're all sitting there going, wouldn't it be cool to have 2 boxes, just dreaming, right? One with an obsidian, one with a selenite, with cards inside for what you want to release in the releasing box, and it's all magnetic, by the way, and it smells incredible. These are natural wood. And then a manifesting set of cards in your selenite box, so that at every new moon you can write down what you want to release and put it in here, and every full moon you can write down what you want to release and put it in here. Isn't that cool? So you get both of the boxes. And then we're crafting next month, but it's more up my alley. This is called a witch's ladder. You're getting the black thread, you're getting all of the keys, and we're going to knot each key and make these our keys to success in 2024, because Capricorn is all about success and becoming your best self. And so we're going to tie that, and then you can either wear this, which I think is really cool, sort of like a lariat, or you can hang it in your sacred space. But I think it makes a rad amulet too. You can also use it to, you can use it as a bookmark in your apothecary journal. This is the book that we're crafting together, handmade for SG, by the way. Isn't this cool? If you sign up for the whole year of programs before January 1st, I believe, you automatically get this as a free gift. And the pages are all handmade. It was all hand bound. Is that the most beautiful thing? And by the end of this year, if you do this with me right, you won't even be able to close this, because it's going to be so full of herbs and all your magics. I know, I'm really excited. And then of course you get your candle and your perfume, because we always like to have the element of fire and the element of water. And if you get your Capricorn New Moon tools before midnight, your code is ELF for 28% off. You're getting the best trio of garnet goodies, because that's the January birthstone we've ever given away. I thought this was the coolest thing today. It's almondine garnet in matrix generator, the most gorgeous black melanite cluster. Melanite garnet comes from Africa, almondine garnet comes from India, and then a star garnet sphere. And I showed this today in direct sunlight, and you could see the perfect star on it. What a cool grounding tool to bring us into Capricorn season. And that's at sagegoddess.com, and ELF is your code for 28% off. So the notebook will be available for separate purchase. So if you are not, like, let's say you can't sign up for the whole year. When you sign up for the whole year of Apothecary, you save 2 months of your tuition. So it's $100 a month, but if you sign up for the whole year, it's $1,000 for the year, which is really affordable because there's 4 classes a month plus elder council and bonus content and a private Facebook group. So it's really affordable. And you can use Affirm and Afterpay to break up your $1,000 annual payment into 4 chunks, and you get the notebook. So that's kind of what most people choose to do. A lot of my students have been with me for a decade or more, so they kind of just know that they're on the bus ride. Like, this is what we're doing, and I do my best to make the classes really exciting and enriching. But if you just want to dip your toe in and you're not sure, you can sign up for the monthly membership and cancel at any time. And it's $100 a month for the full program, or if you just want to come hang out at my house with me once a month on Sundays, that's called Sacred Circle, that's $44. And then the notebook will be available for separate purchase for $99, but that's not available yet. I was a university professor for 15 years. I have a PhD in educational leadership before I started Sage Goddess. So teaching is where it all began for me. And I also taught mythology. I taught Greek and Latin roots of English. I taught writing. So in addition to leadership and education. So it's my passion to be a teacher. It's just that now I get to teach what used to be my hobby. So I'm very blessed. So cheers, sagegoddess.com/apothecary for more information about programs, sagegoddess.com to get your new moon Capricorn kit. And we have class tomorrow, and I'm teaching somatic healing to my students tomorrow. So we have class at 3 p.m. Did I forget anything? No? Oh, we're
gift ideas if you want to share some gifts.
Can I show the necklace first and foremost?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I do want to, this is my first time mentioning this necklace, and I will talk more about it tomorrow, okay? You know how I've always had my magician cut? We created something called the sorcerer's cut. Sorcerer comes from the Latin words for being bound to the fates, to fortune. And it's actually a symbol and a word for manifestation. Isn't that interesting? I love the roots of our language. So what it is it's an octahedron instead of a perfect cube, and it's a brand new cut to Sage Goddess. And so the sorcerer cut, it is so beautiful. Do you see how it captures the light? These are all handmade for SG. They're sterling silver, and it's 28% off with code ELF. We have other beautiful things on the website too. We have our Peacock Beauty bag, and we have our Kundalini Intention candle if you're trying to have a sexual awakening, which there's always time for that. So, and our shipping cutoff to get your items in time for the holidays is tomorrow at midnight. This also makes a really cool pendulum. So if you're still looking for gift ideas, sagegoddess.com, it's saying yes. Happy new moon, you guys. I'll be with you right around midday tomorrow to show you some more gift ideas in time for our shipping cutoff, and then I will be with you at 3 p.m. for our Living Magic class, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. So be sure to hold the space for your intentions. Don't let your vibration fall. Magic happens when you trust and believe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.